Welcome to the third and final part of the show today. In the spirit of the Yuletide season and the need to ensure adequate protection of lives and property, the Ogun State Police Command has enlisted the support and understanding of other security agencies and residents to help information gathering and for effective policing. At a summit held in Abeokuta, the state capital, the Commissioner of Police in charge of community policing, Nwodibo Okechukwu, appealed to Nigerians to be vigilant and cooperate with security operatives.
It's an occasion that brought together representatives of the Nigerian Army, the police, customs, including the Federal Road Safety Commission, the State Security Service, and private security organizations. Top on the list of discussions for this gathering is enlisting the support of all in quality security information.
Yes, since the Commissioner of Police,
especially at this time when the security situation in the country is under threat.
What constitutes security information? 2. What are the best approaches in harnessing security information? 3. How do we ensure the integrity of the information? 4. What are the sources of the information? 5. How do we protect informants? How do we use common gadgets in information gathering? Their laptop, their handsets, and so forth and so on. How do we ensure expeditious liaison with the police and other security agencies in information transmission?
The need for peace and security as a prelude to development was emphasized, while vigilance by all members of the public and security personnel was harped on.
Hope, our prayer and our expectation that the reason for this meeting will be achieved when all of us realize that security is a teamwork. When we all combine our hands, we will achieve that purpose. And when that purpose is achieved, there will be development. Because without development, without security, there will be no development.
We, the community, are the ears, the eyes of the police. When we see, we should talk. Yes, you cannot just open your mouth and talk anyhow. You have to be diligent, and then, there's a way you will tell them that the authorities will hear.
The highlight was that the security of the society, as it were, should not be left in the hands of security operatives alone. So community policing should be promoted and supported by all.
And now to health across the states, but specifically concerning a particular area, know your HIV status and get treatment if positive. That's the message from the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, to the people of Shomolu in Shomolu local government area of Lagos State in southwest Nigeria. It's NACA's HIV counseling and testing campaign and other related diseases outreach at Awofesho Olaleye Market in Shomolu, and the people, including students, turned out in numbers for free HIV screening. They also got tested for diabetes. An official of the agency, Ronke Adeoye, said part of the strategy to get to zero HIV infection is by taking screening opportunities closer to the people.
Is to get people tested to know their status on HIV. It's important for people to know their status, and we found out that people will not ordinarily go to the clinic for testing. So we thought it fit that it's better to bring the testing to their doorstep. And as a result of this, we have sensitized the people, the community, to come out for testing. By 2030, we want to have zero new infection, zero discrimination against people living with HIV, as well as zero AIDS-related deaths. And this is possible if people can come out and know their status. The only way it can be done is through testing.
Now to the South as Nigerians await a new date for the Bayelsa state governorship elections. Reactions continue to trail the inconclusive polls which held on the 5th of December. Security operatives, including the Nigerian Army and police, say people suspected to be involved in the various unlawful acts in the connection with the polls have been arrested.
Aftermath of the Bayelsa elections. A total of 9 individuals suspected to be perpetrators of unlawful acts and in possession of arms and ammunition during the Bayelsa governorship elections are said to have been arrested by officers of the Nigerian army.
What is in the box?
A civil society group, Lawyers in Defense of Democracy, who monitored the elections, had expressed concern over the role security agencies allegedly played in the elections.
As much as we must blame the political leaders, we also saw worrying cases of seeming collusion among the military top brass, the police, and highly placed individuals in the federal government.
But the army insists they, under the code name Operation Safe Conduct, actively tried to maintain peace during the conduct of the polls.
Despite the presence of the troops and other security agencies, some thugs armed with dangerous weapons tried to disrupt the smooth process of the election. For example, in Clow Creek military checkpoint in Ekeremo local government of the state, 3 youths were apprehended with suspected stolen 30 PVCs. The suspects were duly handed over to the Nigerian police for further investigations.
Ammunition purported to have been smuggled in by suspected unscrupulous elements were put on display, but the suspects were nowhere to be seen.
9 suspects in my hand in relation to these arms.
They've been in your custody?
They have been in my custody.
What has the investigation?
I've already transferred them to Abuja for serious interrogation and investigations. And the arms are equally going to there for purpose of prosecutions.
Brigadier General Olabanji affirms that his unit was able to forestall thugs attempting to steal sensitive election materials from the INEC office in Oporoma, headquarters of Southern Ijaw local government area of Bayelsa State.
Finally, and that's where we birthed this edition in Bayelsa State, the South-South, the governor of the state has inaugurated a 6-member Judicial Commission of Inquiry with an ultimatum to look at the reported cases of electoral violence that we were just reporting that took place and marred the conduct of the 5th and 6th of December governorship elections. The commission is headed by Justice Margaret Akwomeme. Members are tasked with the responsibility of identifying the causes of violence during the elections, make recommendations that will help the state stamp out unnecessary disrespect for life and property. And that's why we'll call it a day for this edition of News Across Nigeria. Many thanks for watching. I'm Olumide Macaulay. See you again.